Hey everybody, welcome back to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and here on the YouTube channel. And this is part 3 of what's in my plugin browser, going through my plugin browser, checking out some old plugins that I haven't looked at in a long time and deciding whether I'm going to keep them in the browser and use them in from future projects or they're going out the door. I got 3 sticky notes from the last 2 videos talking about the ones that I'm going to delete and why. So we're going to pick up right where we left off and we're going to take a look at some of my favorites. A lot of these I think I'm going to keep, and I'll just kind of tell you which ones I really like and which ones I tend to use a lot, whether I'm working all in the box, whether I'm working analog or a combination of both. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you did not see part 1 and part 2, click the link in the description box below and feel free to comment along this video as we're talking about plugins and let me know what your favorite plugins are. And if you've done any housekeeping in your plugin browser, because I know you need to. I know you all got 2,000 plugins on your system and you need 86 a lot of them because most of them you probably don't even use, right? So let me know in the comments below. So like, share, subscribe. If this is your first time here, go to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. I have a free mixing course for you. It's right on the homepage. It's worth $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. Okay, so where did we leave off? We left off right before we got to Universal Audio. So we're going to start with Universal Audio. And I love Universal Audio. I've been using Universal Audio plugins way back in when they first came out. I mean, back in the, I want to say probably the late 90s, probably, or early 2000s. I used to have the UAD1 card in my old PC way back then. So I have many of the UAD plugins, but I'll point out some of my favorites. Probably not going to get rid of any of them, to be honest with you. One of the first ones I want to show you is bass plugins. I love their bass amps. I use them quite a bit. This is the SVTR VR. I love this one. Ampeg, good for you know, kind of a vintage vibe. Love this one. I also use where is their SV? There's another one I use. Is it the B15? I think it's part of their native plugins, which we're going to talk about. These are plugins that require the Universal Audio hardware, whether it's the UAD2 card or an Apollo interface. So we'll get back to the other bass. Here's a staple I use all the time. The Ampex ATR 102, great tape machine, one of my favorites. And I got lots of tape machines, one of my favorites. I got some API EQs, which I really like. The API 2500 is another one I use a lot. This is my favorite one. Lots of companies make this, or a few companies make it. This one is my favorite for sure. Channel strips, I love the API Vision channel strip. Again, there's other companies that make API channel strips. We've talked about them in the last 2 videos. Kit Plugins, Plugin Alliance, those are great. This is my favorite by far. Love this API Vision channel strip, love it. Let's see, what else do I have here that I don't use a lot? Like the Chandler guitar stuff I really don't use much. I have some Chandler, like the Xander limiter. I got to explore this one a little bit further. I really haven't used this. I bought this on sale years ago and I really haven't used it, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to dive into some of these. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some videos around some of these. Let's see, the Dangerous Music back stuff I really like. The DBX 160 is really good. The Fatso Jr. is really good. An oldie but a goodie. Great plugin. As far as reverbs go, I don't use these much anymore because I use other ones, but these are great. The EMT, excuse me, the 140. Great plate reverb. EMT 250, another classic reverb. I should probably re-explore those a little bit more. Let's see, what else do I have in this bucket? The EP34 tape echo is really good. The Galaxy tape echo is really good. The Helios, I got to do a video on this. I got to dive into this one a little bit more. I always forget I have this one. Isn't that the thing when you have all these plugins, you forget you have some of these. This is a fantastic plugin that nobody else makes as far as I'm aware of. The Helios channel strip. We're going to check that out in the future. Here's a couple of my favorite reverbs. The Lexicon 224 and the 480L. Use these all the time. Love them. Classics. Hello friend, I hope you're enjoying the video. Hey, if you want to learn more about working with channel strips and how to turn your DAW into an analog studio workflow, check out my new course, Mixing with Analog Style Plugins Made Easy, the 2025 edition. You'll be mixing faster with far less plugins and processing and your mixes will sound way more consistent from project to project. And right now you can get a 25% discount by using the coupon code YouTube25 at checkout. All the links are in the description box below. I'll see you inside the course. Now back to the video. The Mog EQ4. This is I love this plugin. This is one I love to get the hardware unit of this. I should probably buy it. They make it in 500 series and they also make a 19-inch rack version. Love this EQ. The airband is fantastic. Love this a lot. I have all the Manley Massive Passive stuff. I gotta be honest, I haven't used it a lot, and the few times I have used it, it just didn't really float my boat. I know they make wonderful, expensive, high-end hardware. I've never tried any of their stuff, and my guess is the UA stuff is probably very respectable compared to the hardware. I don't know, as I never tried their hardware. I've only know that Manley's got a wonderful reputation. I bought these as a bundle pack at one time years ago, and I've only used them a couple of times. It wasn't great. Like I thought I would really like the Vox box. It's not my go-to. Not my go-to. Or, you know, the variable U, the Manley Mu. And I gotta probably explore these a little bit further. Would you like to see some videos on this Manley stuff? Let me know. Maybe I'll check that out at one time. Here's an oldie but a goodie. The Neve 88 RS. I wish they would update this and make this native. But this is the Neve channel strip by Universal Audio, and I use this a lot, have used it a lot, and love it. The 1073s, I think some of the best in the business. Although I do like the kit plug-in 1073, but these, when I gotta reach for 1073, I typically will always reach for Universal Audio. It's just ones I grew up on and ones that I really like. Let me remove these. What else is a really good one in here? The 1084 is really good. The 2254, not my favorite. The 33609, again, Kive Audio makes the Audioscape one. We talked about that in the last video. I like that one. But I like the UA one as well. It's great. Here's a great plugin that I really don't use much anymore, but when it first came out, I used it all the time. Ocean Way. There's better room studio or live room emulation plugins on the market. This was out before IK Multimedia Sound, Sunset Sound, IK Multimedia Fame. This was the predecessor to those. This is the predecessor to UAD Sound City, which is way better than this. But this is one of the first, and this still sounds pretty good. But if you didn't own this one, I would probably tell you not to buy this one, to get the UAD Sound City instead, which we'll talk about in a minute. Oxford Inflator, use this all the time on my master bus. Every single project, I use that. The Precision Case Stereo, kind of the secret weapon to ambient recovery and a little bit of stereo widening. I use this on every single mix, whether I'm working analog as a hybrid plugin or whether I'm working all in the box. This is on my master bus all the time. Then we have all the Pultecs. Can't go wrong with UAD Pultecs, they're great. The Pure Plate, Shadow Hills. Again, this is another one of those compressors. I know the hardware is legendary. Never used it. Tried using this plugin a few times. Never really got it to sound the way I wanted. I didn't have the patience to spend a lot of time with it. Another one I should probably revisit because I'm told it's really great. Again, I probably bought it on sale and just never really tried. A few presets, tweaked it a little. Wasn't what I was looking for at the time and kind of just threw it back in the browser. But I should probably re-explore this because I know the hardware is legendary and very expensive and very sought after. Then we got the SSL E-Series channel strip, which is always great. This has been recently redone and re-released. Native. The G-Series bus compressor, great. My favorite multi-track tape machine, the A800, the Ampex. Use it all the time. LA3A, love this. Use it all the time. Again, UA just makes great stuff. What else do I have in my bundle here that's worth talking about? Valley People Dynamite, don't really like it. Thought I would, don't like it. So that's the stuff that you need their hardware for. That is non-native. They may make this stuff native at one point. They probably will. They're making more and more native plugins, UAD. Let's talk about the ones that I really like. The 175, 176 tube style compressors I really love. All the 1176s, whether it's the Blue Stripe or the Blackface, I love the UAD. 1176s. Lots of companies make 1176s. These are some of my favorites. These are the ones I tend to reach for more times than not. We already talked about the ATR 102. This is now a native plugin. Highly recommend this. What else? API 2500 Vision Channel Strip. Here's another one that I have, but this Avalon, I know this is really popular. Again, I used it once or twice. I wouldn't buy it again. I know the hardware is very sought after for vocals. People love the hardware. I've never used the hardware, tried the plugin. It's okay. It's okay. This is a pretty kind of a under the radar one that I use from time to time in the box. The Century Channel Strip, the Tube Channel Strip. It's not based on any in particular console. It's based on a few different modules from different types of consoles kind of put together, but it's all tube-based emulated. Interesting sound, sounds a little different. Distressors, gotta have the distressors. They make my favorite distressor plugin. Hardware, sounds very close to the hardware, and I have 2 hardware units. The Fairchilds, what can you say? Again, there's lots of companies that make Fairchilds. I do like the Blackbird one by Kit Plugins, but this has always been my favorite. They're LA2As. Again, if I'm going to use an LA2A, I'm probably going to use a Universal Audio, although I got others from other companies as part of plugin bundles, whether it be Waves or whether it be Slate Digital, but I just tend to like the Universal Audio stuff. And back to the Manley stuff, the Pultec stuff. This is fantastic. This is my favorite studio room emulation plugin, the Sound City. This thing I use all the time. Even when I'm working analog, I'll use these on a set of room tracks if the rooms are really kind of small, sometimes a set of overheads. Put it in the box before we hit the console. This is far better than the Ocean Way, as I was talking about earlier. Great plugin. And it's native. Let's see, and that's it for the Universal Audio native stuff. Again, the Manley stuff's in there, but again, I got to revisit that. I wonder if any of you guys use any of the Manley stuff. Okay, let's talk about Waves. Again, I have their subscription. I have their yearly subscription. I only use and like a fraction of their plugins. Sometimes I wonder if I'm going to continue on with the subscription after this year. They got some unique stuff that I do like using, like the Abbey Road collection. When I am working in the box and working with students or training courses and stuff, there's no one that makes like this TG12345. Now, I guess I could just buy the plugin and not have the subscription, but I have the subscription. Their API stuff's okay. There's a couple of utility plugins I really like. Bauer Motion I use from time to time on things like pianos and string sections or pad synths. I like this. This is very unique. The CLA signature plugins, they're kind of crap. One that I really do like though is I love the CLA Epic, where we have 4 delays and 4 reverbs that can all be routed into each other, turned on and turned off independently. This is an emulation of Chris Lord-Alge's hardware units that he uses for reverbs and delays on his sidecars, part of his SSL console. That's what this plugin is made of. And honest to God, I have lots of reverbs and delays, and I should do a dedicated video about that. But honestly, if you only had to have one reverb and delay, if you needed just one plugin that could do just about anything that sounds good, this would be the one. One plugin, you got everything you need for reverbs and delays. Great presets, can be highly tweakable if you want it to be, but doesn't have to be. Can't say anything bad about this plugin, I love it. CLA Mix Hub, cool. Again, would I keep the subscription for it? No. Yeah, it's another SSL channel strip. Sounds great. Does it sound better than the one from SSL Native? No. Does it sound worse? No. It's the Chris Lord-Alge thing, which is cool. It's got this whole thing called Bucket View, which is kind of neat. You know, I've done videos on this before in the past. It's got an interesting way, the way they do this, so you can do everything inside of one plugin window. But I've used it. It's great. It's not my favorite, but it's great. They got some cool, you know, the new AQ stereo curves and curves equator. Those are kind of cool. Here's an oldie but a goodie that I really like, the H delay. It's funny, it's so basic, but it's so classic. This has been on hundreds of records, and I use this one fairly frequently for delays. Here's one that I use all the time, R-Bass, fantastic plugin. I've done videos on this, great plugin to have. Our Vox, I don't really use that much anymore, but I used to use it. Again, great plugin. Silk, The SSL EV2, again, it's a channel strip, and you know I'm a channel strip guy. Again, does this sound good? Yeah, it sounds good. Is it any better than any of the other ones? Not really, but it sounds great. If you're into Waves and you want their subscription, you got a bunch of SSLs in there that you can choose from. We even got the old school ones. Here's some of the old school ones back from, I think this was the first company to put out the E-Series channel strip. I think Waves was one of the first companies from way back. And just like many of you, I bought it and have used it on, dozens and dozens of mixes, having used it in many, many years. But some people still swear by this and still think it sounds fantastic. And, again, I don't disagree. If you're into the Waves thing, it's great, but I'm not going to delete it because, again, I have this is all part of my subscription. Now, here's something that I really like. Here's a new plugin. We talked about this in the last part. This is Sync VX, which is a way to align background vocals to lead vocals and such, gang vocals, those kinds of things. Really, really awesome. I bought this when it first came out, about a month after I bought Vocal Align Pro, which is way more expensive. This is way easier to use, and I like using this one much more than Vocal Align. But it's the competitor is Vocal Align. Vocal Align Pro, you could probably do more with, probably a little bit deeper of a plugin, but for just basic utility, getting background vocals and stuff locked in, this thing is great. Use it all the time. And it's an ARA plugin, which is great. Vocal Writer, again, I've had this for years, but now I use other plugins that are better than this. But I have it. And that's it for my Waves plugins. Again, I have their whole subscription, but I only have in my browser kind of what I use from time to time. And that is the rest of what's in my plugin browser. So if you did not see in this part 3, I didn't delete anything. But if you go back and see part 1 and part 2, I got 3 sticky notes filled of plugins that I am deleting from my plugin browser because I don't use them or don't like them or have no use for them anymore. I'll link those 2 videos in the description if you want to go check those out and see which ones did I delete. I encourage you to go through and do some housekeeping on your plugins, because you'll find that you probably only use about 10 or 12 plugins anyway, most of the time, right? Same thing when I got to analog hardware. Use a handful of pieces. I love using my channel strips, and that's what I kind of like. So let me know in the comments below. Have you done any plugin housekeeping? What's in your browser that you really like? Where did you agree or disagree with me in this video and also in part 1 and part 2? I'd love to hear from you below. Now, I want to thank you for sticking around till the end. Once again, go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Get that free mixing course right on the homepage. It's my gift to you, $100 mixing course, absolutely free. If you take that course and you say, you know what, I want to check out one of other Dave's courses on his website, and I have everything from EQ to compression, full mixing courses, beginners, intermediate, advanced, mastering courses, recording courses, and you name it. You want to take one of those courses, I want to give you a 25% discount coupon code. The coupon code is YouTube25. You use that at checkout, it'll take 25% off anything on the website. So let me know what you thought of this little series of videos on the plugin browser. Let me know what plugins you're getting rid of on your system below. And until the next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.